I haven't seen these kind of movies before.
All right, you ready?
Oh my God.
William, my sweet boy. I would give anything for us to be together again. The whole family can be reunited.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Screen Freaks. Johnson, hello. This random book showed up at your front door earlier, and I haven't seen Ryan since it showed up. So,
I don't really mess with that kind of stuff. That's kind of crazy.
I think his name's in here written somewhere. Anyway, it kind of looks like the Necronomicon from
yeah.
from Evil Dead.
That looks pretty familiar, right?
Yeah. It doesn't have the eyes, unfortunately, but we could only afford so much.
Yeah, no human skin, unfortunately.
No, couldn't afford it. We tried, but that's what we're talking about today.
We're going Evil Dead Burn.
Evil Dead Burn. Yeah. Should we just start off? What did you think?
I really enjoyed it. We were talking about this for the last couple of days since we've both seen it. I love the production value. The Deadites are as terrifying as ever. Like, that's one thing I think that's been consistent with the whole new series, like the reboot, remake series, whatever you want to call it, is that every time I go into it, I'm like, all right, yeah, I'm definitely going to have some nightmares because of this movie.
Right. No,
this
is so I've only seen the new three, and I think it's like I'm kind of ready to learn from you about the original three and what these connect, because it seemed like, even though I haven't seen the original ones, this one seemed like it connected to the originals more than the last two have. Right?
Yeah. So they're his the main characters, not really the main character, but their grandfather. He's the one that discovered the Necronomicon in the early 1900s.
Benjamin Price.
Yeah,
I think. Yes.
Yeah, Dr. Price, and he discovered it, and from him in the original with Ash and everything like that he's connected to it. So that was, to me, that was the wink.
Yeah.
The old one.
It's Bruce Campbell, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they show him on the stairwell, and I swear he's in the Polaroid too, but I haven't gone back to see it. But he's in the Polaroid.
Yeah,
right?
I'll have to look for that Easter egg next time. But that's one thing we definitely were talking about as well too. Is do we want to see Bruce back? But they're just doing such a good job with this remake and like this whole series. I think he's kind of done with the character, he said too.
Now, did you also watch Ash versus Evil Dead?
Ash vs. Evil Dead.
Yeah.
It's a shame, true shame that show got canceled. Shame on you for canceling that show.
Was that directly from the original? Was that like
Yeah.
lore-wise?
I mean, he's back to being a grocery store manager, just living the life.
Gotcha.
And then he discovers he has an estranged daughter. Like it's a great show, man. Like truly, really well done. And Bruce Campbell is just one of those dudes that you just can't help but love him. Like even he's a consummate nerd. Like he's like, I just watched Invincible, and I watched an episode, and I always love to look at their cast for Invincible, and they have such A-list actors, or like even just legend B ones like Bruce, and he voiced Satan in the entire episode. I was like, this is so cool.
That's awesome. I mean, he shows up in everything Raimi does now,
dude. Spider-Man 1. That was just
exactly
the perfect role for him.
And then like obviously him kind of almost possibly being Mysterio in the Spider-Man series, but we'll never really know, unfortunately. But yeah, do you have a few like any scenes that stick out?
So
like,
this one, the scenes that stuck out for me are the things we were talking about, where the winks and everything. Like, me and a friend of mine that is also a huge original Evil Dead fan went and saw the movie together. And he even pointed out there's almost not enough cheesiness and comedy in it, but that's been a recurring thing for the new series. It's definitely a more serious, grounded horror series.
They played a little bit with that, I think, with the grandma.
Oh, that was the best
movie.
part. That was
was like where they got the most humor.
My favorite scene was when she was just like literally strapped to that chair, and you just see her slowly get peeled away. That scene was me, and I was dying at that. And then her just cutting her leg off is just so insanely brutal, but so funny at the same time.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm gonna be there in a minute.
And then she like disappears for
she's
the rest of the movie.
A
almost.
pocket knife to cut through her tendon, and I'm like, what is this? 127 hours? Like,
So she like disappears, and then she ends up being like one of the
she's
credit
carried,
scenes.
Yeah, she continues the Deadite curse.
Yes,
which,
exactly.
I mean, that's literally how they survive throughout the whole series.
Right.
It's almost 28 days later-esque.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the movie opens up with them finding, Joseph finding the Necronomicon in his father's attic, or was it the attic or
It's
the
his
basement?
grandfather's. Yeah, his grandfather's attic.
And he's like listening to the tapes and stuff that I think we might first see in Rise, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then we go to the boat scene in the water where the Deadite ends
fishing.
up. Those
the hooks were a little bit much.
That was crazy.
That was rough.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've got a list of things everything that happens, but it's just stuff to come back to. Like Joseph, he was a wuss. He was a wuss the whole movie, dude. That's like
there's always a theme of cowardice, and like I think there's so many good movies and TV shows and books and everything that show you like how there's redeeming factors, and there were so many times I rooted for him to be like, all right, bro, this is your moment, this is where you kind of save everybody, and he never lived up to it, and it's sad. It's
he literally just like leaves his
girlfriend,
his girlfriend to the wolves, basically, and like,
and then his crying as it happens, and I'm like, bro, it could have been you, or you could have at least got him out of there. You guys would have been messed up,
but he gets his ass beat. Like,
all you had, bro, like it was like 3 minutes of just off-screen ass beating, and then he falls and slams down to the bottom of that stair set, and I remember one of I forget who it was, one of my buddies leans over, he's like, you think he's dead? I was like, dude, he is so dead. Like, he's been getting thrown through walls for 5 minutes. Like,
they show that scene kind of starting with a great tracking shot, I want to say it's called, where they're following what's her name, Isla or something like that.
They're great actress, by the way. I definitely would like to see her in more stuff.
No, she did great.
Yeah.
And they're following her like through the house, getting to the garage area, I think, and he's just getting thrown around like crazy. Like,
she's trying to crawl away and everything.
Yes.
That was a great scene as well. That's a good point.
Yeah. And this happens right after Joseph falls on the dishwasher scene, which I guess that scene they took something out of that scene because it was going to put it at a NC-17 rating. But he explained what the scene was going to be, but I can't remember for the life of me what it was.
It
I don't know if
violence or was it sexual content?
I think it was violence. Like
Okay.
it was too much. I
could
don't.
see the sexual content being there because she was straddling him, and
True. Yeah. It could have been
it
partly
could have
that.
been something like that too. But I mean, either way, that it would have pushed it. That scene, as soon as I saw her put the mom I was like, well, someone's gonna get stabbed. By
Yeah.
some dirty knives. The dishwasher never does it all the way through.
Right. It was kind of crazy. They cast the dad as they cast Max Crosby as the dad from the Raiders. This looks exactly.
Yeah,
he looks like an old version of Max
I was
Crosby.
just like, dude, this guy just looks like if they wanted to make a Midwest angry blue collar worker, this is about the best as it's gonna get. Like,
that scene at the dinner table though.
yeah,
Probably the most intense dinner table scene other than the one in the bear.
yeah.
The Thanksgiving
dude,
scene.
I remember sitting there and being like, bro, this is so uncomfortable.
Oh my god!
Like, I can't wait through them to get to this scene.
My wife was mad afterwards about the dog. Like she was just like she was like, I didn't like it. She liked the movie, but it was like she was like, why did they have to do that to the dog?
I've done that to people where I recommended shows and stuff like that, and some kind of like an animal died, and like it's usually friends of mine or anything, and they're just like, why would you do this to me? And I was like, bro, like the animal didn't really die. All right?
Yeah,
It's a fiction, It's not the 1920s.
Exactly.
They don't actually kill them on film anymore.
Right, exactly. It's not the Faces of Death, or Cannibal Holocaust or whatever.
It was brutal, but yeah, that was rough. And then like the scenes of her fighting the dog, and like it was really, really well filmed. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah.
I think my only gripe with the movie was that it felt like 15 to 20 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Like she leaves the house burning,
and
then she runs away from her ex-husband
fight probably
or husband.
wasn't. Yeah, that fight really wasn't that great.
No,
like
it wasn't.
I think the fight with the family was just so much better and so much more well done.
Yeah. They hint to the chainsaw too in that little scene where she's like, she's gonna pull the chainsaw. Doesn't even do that.
I love that they made it the jackhammer.
Yeah, oh, did you?
So genius. I think that was them being like, this is our series now.
That's true.
Because they do it in the remake. You watch the remake, right?
Yes, I have seen the remake.
Where the final thing is that she has the chainsaw and she's ripping through everything.
Yeah.
And that's an amazing part of that movie. But again, it's so connected in a remake of the original.
Right.
And she's essentially Ash. And I think that they're trying to move beyond that. And I mean, Bruce Campbell's even said that, like, I mentioned earlier that unless it's a really good script and Sam Raimi's involved, he doesn't really want to do anything with the series anymore. He's like, I've made my mark on the character, you know. And I respect that a lot. Like, I really do. Like, it's not one of those things where, like, every time Ewan McGregor somehow gets connected to an Obi-Wan series, I'm like, I'm cool with him playing it till he dies.
Yeah,
but,
like, I heard a rumor, and I don't think it's true, about this movie being tied in with Lee Cronin's The Mummy. Like,
I haven't watched it yet. I haven't every time I see it, I'm like, man, I should give that a shot because I love that franchise so much. But
yeah, if you love the franchise, go for it.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say anything else. Yeah. Honestly,
that's kind of the reaction I've been getting.
I'm surprised the last Rise wasn't Lee Cronin's Evil Dead Rise.
Yeah.
The whole title thing going on. But no, I mean overall the movie was great. I did enjoy it. It was like nonstop brutality throughout the entire thing. Honestly, like I wish I can compare it to the original ones. I don't have that knowledge yet, but I hope we get to do an episode on that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of the cheesiness I mentioned when we were talking about it earlier. It's there's still the gore. It's not campy, but it has some kind of campiness to it. It doesn't feel like an A-list horror movie.
Yeah,
you don't feel like you're watching something that like someone huge right now is directing.
Right. It also feels like it doesn't have like the same like color grading or just the same like look as modern horror movies. Also, seems like they're just not it's a little bit, I guess, but like I feel like it's trying to be its own.
Yeah.
Kind of differentiate from the the other modern.
Yeah. Oh,
films,
definitely.
for
Yeah.
sure.
It's its own animal. I think that the Evil Dead franchise has always been that. They want to be one of the ones that everyone holds everything to.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, what would be your let's frame it this way: best kill. What do you think out of those scenes? What was the?
Oh, the best kill. What's yours before I think of one?
Yeah. For me. Probably the fight between the dad and Joseph was just so good, man. And it's just, I love scenes like that where it's kind of like Daredevil, with the cut man, where you're hearing it and you're like, oh man, this fight's nuts, probably. But then you see the actual like real parts of it, and like him throwing him through the wall, and then they're actually tussling and everything. And there's so many times I was like, man, you get the upper hand. Like I understand this is your dad, but like this isn't your dad anymore. You gotta. You gotta fight dirty, bud.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it was great.
I'd probably say the only other one I could kind of come up with right now is the Joseph's girlfriend when he's taking the dishwasher
dude, and just
door and just
slamming
it down on her head.
That was
it's
such
crazy.
a brutal death, especially them later.
Yeah.
Oh god,
yeah.
That was a hard watch.
That's crazy. There's a couple other scenes kind of notable from the movie that the dad with the gun, who's I don't know what words you can say on YouTube, but just like trying to off himself essentially, and does it 4 times. That was kind of brutal to watch. I'm surprised there wasn't a disclaimer for that, honestly. So I think this is something you mentioned earlier. Do you want to see that campiness return from the original movies?
Every time I tell myself yes that they decide to come up with something, but I'm leaning towards maybe no now.
Yeah.
I just think it's too serious. They can do it with the TV show, and it worked really well with the TV show. Like, and the supporting cast that they picked, the younger people in that show, they couldn't have went any better. And they're not like mega super famous, which is just perfect for Bruce Campbell because career actor. Yeah, anybody that loves movies is gonna know who that is. But if you're like just said Bruce Campbell to a random person, they probably wouldn't know who he is.
Right. No, and sorry, I've got like a mix of notes here.
Yeah,
but
you're
like
good.
There's like other things where like they got the here's Johnny look with the girlfriend in the door. But the one thing I did want to mention that was my favorite shot in the entire movie was the mirror shot, the reverse mirror shot.
Oh, that was awesome.
Crazy. Just like from a cinematography standpoint, that was insane, and that was a beautiful shot.
Scary shot.
Yeah,
too.
yeah, for sure.
And then the pen in the ear, man.
Oh,
the whole time I was thinking about it, I was like, bro, just get it out. Please get it out so hard.
I was thinking the same thing. And when she pulls it, and then the actual end of it is still stuck.
Like, oh.
Dude.
That was awful. Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, that was brutal. Anyway, the whole movie was brutal, and I definitely recommend it. Especially if you're not a fan of the Evil Dead series, I think you could kind of stand on its own.
I had a friend go with us that has not seen any Evil Dead movie and was like, pretty happy with the end result, which I think was even better.
Yeah,
you go to a movie where you don't really have any expectations, I think you're more likely to have a better time than everyone else. For sure. As I get older, I learned that.
Yeah. So, as we wrap it up, would you like to see more of these Evil Dead movies?
Definitely. I would like to see. I'd actually like to see them go back to the TV format. To be honest with you, I think they have more freedom. Unfortunately, with the way, Ash and the Evil Dead ended, I don't think they're going to get that financial bump that they would with the movies, and that's probably why. Because I think they did really well with this movie. It was it only cost them $20 million to make. I might be off on that, but I'm pretty sure it was a cheap movie to make, and they've already made 40.
Wasn't a lot. It was like one location. Yeah, so it was like
so they've already made double their money back, which is usually about breaking even. So I mean, that's you're gonna keep going. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So I think we both agree we enjoyed the movie. Yeah. We hope there's more. We definitely recommend to go seeing it. Yeah. I'm going to read a little bit more of this book and see if we can get Ryan back.
Oh.
I don't know what's going on.
I hope it works that way.
Yeah, so read up and go watch movies.
Go watch Evil Dead. Don't read the book though.
Heard it.